Hello Capricorns, we're heading into eclipse season, which is going to affect everybody, and we're going to talk all about it in a minute. First, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Vickieverlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Please beware of imposters, because they're just rampant out there. Here we go. We're going to use the decks of the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, 3rd edition, for our first Celtic cross portion of the reading. Then we're going to do another spread on top of it with the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck. Then we're going to finally pull an Animal Totem card for the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, also my own deck. If you're a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be some additional cards pulled from the Light Seer Tarot. Okay, yeah, Capricorn, so we're into eclipse season. I'm going to pull out the wheel and talk a little bit about it before we get into the tarot reading, because it's going to affect everybody. So here we are. The eclipses are happening in Scorpio and Taurus. Now you are over here in Capricorn, but this is also in harmonious energy with you. You're going to try the new moon eclipse in Taurus, which technically happens on April 30th, the very last day of April, but it's going to be part of the May energy, 100%. That's a trine to you. This is a very powerful thing because you're both earth signs. Very powerful energy to manifest your reality and create your reality on this new moon eclipse. Then we have a sextile to the Scorpio energy on the 16th where the full moon eclipse is happening. So this is a time of culmination, and it's also a time of, I'll turn this light on and see if it'll reduce the shadow a little. Sorry about that. We're getting later in the day here. That's a time of releasing. So it's also powerful releasing. When you're looking at trines and sextiles, that's kind of nice energy. It may not be so dramatic or so disruptive for you. Some people it will be. It's going to depend on your whole chart. And I do have the eclipse reading if you want to look into it exactly. One more thing I want to mention, because you're part of the cardinal cross. So the cardinal cross consists of Capricorn, Cancer, and then Libra and Aries. And we know that when the sun crosses over these points, it initiates a new season, So what's happening, though, is the planet of Jupiter, during this month, on the 10th, the planet of Jupiter has been in Pisces, and it's going to jump over into the sign of Aries. So that is going to square off, in this cardinal cross energy, it's going to square off with you and your sun sign. So, squares make things happen, but they're not always fun, You're walking around down your life, and then you encounter this square, and then sometimes you're really forced. You can't keep going in the same direction anymore. You need to make a change. You need to make a turn. And, it's always for your highest good, but that doesn't always mean that it's, easy to go through or fun to go through even. So it's a tumultuous month, but it's going to it's going to do course correction on people's lives to get you, all of us, more aligned with our true soul's purpose here. Excuse me for 1 second, I just heard a little noise. I'm going to spray some stuff. Okay, let's get the shuffling on for our Capricorns. We're going to start with a Celtic cross of a Capricorn for the month of May of 2022. These cards, and with all the decks that I'll be using today, if you see something that stands out to you and you're drawn to or it catches your eye, definitely note that and pay attention to it, because that is the way that your spirit guides and angels can come through and give you a personal message in these general readings for the collective. Well, the very first card out was the Four of Rods. That's always nice to see. Four of Rods is happiness, love, celebration. Sometimes can signify a marriage or a next step in a relationship where you're really getting serious. Some of you may be moving to somewhere, or potentially even moving back home. And then I saw Sweet, and what came to mind was Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know if anybody's from Alabama, if that makes any sense to you. Or does the song Sweet Home Alabama, the Leonard Skinner song, have some significance to you? But I feel like it is gonna be sweet no matter what. It's sweet. I'm hearing parting is such sweet sorrow. So maybe some of you, you've been away. Maybe you've been traveling, or you've been away, or you had to move. But it does feel like there's a potential for some reconnection, or getting back together with somebody, or seeing old friends, or maybe even just feeling like your old self again. Ace of Cups, there is a new beginning in love that is potentially possible, and even the energy frequency is going towards it. Does not have to be with somebody from the past at all. There's a stalemate. So there could also just be a reconciliation as far as just somebody that you were hitting a wall with. that you were hitting a wall with, and that you were at an impasse with, you know. Obstinance really stands out to me on that card. And that can be that square to that Aries energy, you know. The Capricorn and the goat, you know, we got the goat with the horns and we've got the ram with the horns, you know. And you know what these two horned creatures do to each other? They, you know, they just like that energy. So, you know, you're a little bit on guard. You're a little bit like, you know, I don't really want to do this anymore. This is too much crapola. I don't know if I want to get involved in any of this anymore. And you don't necessarily have to, but your path is open. You see the path to go, and it's very connected to this Eight of Pentacles, what you might be doing for work here. Something that you've been really working on, you're on the right path. Even if you haven't really seen the results yet, because look at him, he doesn't look up from what he's doing. He's so into what he's doing. He hasn't taken a time to look up like, wow, I'm really creating this big body of work here, or wow, I really, you know, it's like now you're going to look up and see all the progress that you've made. Even though for some of you too, this could mean like, it seems like you've not made any progress at all. You have made tremendous progress, you know. And there is some money coming. There is potentially some money coming. Some kind of investor for some people. Maybe it's a job or something. More feels like some kind of investment, or maybe you put your stuff out there, like say you are an actual craftsman and you're making stuff, and maybe you're going to open your Etsy shop or something. People are going to want to buy what you're selling. They want to pay you for your time and effort. The final outcome of this portion of the reading is the Moon card. So the Moon is talking about, well, it's psychic energy and all this kind of stuff, but when we're in eclipse season, the Moon is talking about the eclipse. Because even the new moon eclipse on the 1st is the sun and moon together, and then we have the full moon eclipse on the 16th, you know. These eclipses are going to be, it's a paradigm shift for everybody. I've been saying that quite a bit, but it really is. You know, it's a paradigm shift. It's an opportunity to change your course and it's course correction. You know, a lot of times it's course correction. Okay, let me go ahead and let's get into the next part of it. So, you are Earth sign. So Earth signs are going to be the Pentacle people. So you're going to show up as either the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles. Alright, let's take a look here and see what we've got going on for our Capricorn. So when you show up, I'm going to look at the cards that surround you. I'm not going to deal with every single card, okay? But if certain cards stand out to you, even if I don't talk about them, no, that was a different reading. You need to pay attention to that again, because that could be your guides and angels and whatnot, you know, bringing it up. So who are we doing? Capricorn? Yeah, so you did show up pretty close to the beginning. You're right there. Look at the nice cards around you. Wow. All right, let's see here. We'll do that. Okay. So you showed up as the Knight of Pentacles. That other light's bringing glare, isn't it? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, you're showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. We can zoom in a little. I don't want to put the thing too far because before I dumped all the cards doing that. Hopefully you can see pretty good. So here you are, Knight of Pentacles, and who you've got right next to you, a King of Cups. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is a mentor or somebody who knows the ropes. That's what the guides are coming through. If it's somebody who really knows the ropes and can guide and help you into the right direction. Maybe you failed at this before, it didn't work out, but you didn't have this person right next to you who's got your back, okay? You, again, might be moving. Didn't you have the 4 rods in the beginning? Yeah, you might be moving. Some of you might be moving, and moving back home comes up again for me. You might be moving back home. It might be you maybe are living in a place that's very expensive to live in. It's just like, why should I be paying all this money for this expensive place when I could move back to, even if it's not my hometown, maybe my home city, my home state, and get the same house, you know, for way less money and be able, you know, where there's a much even more reasonable cost of living where you can really thrive is what's coming through. Although, this money stuff looks off the hook for you, Capricorn. Look at this. World next to 9 of Pentacles. Again, if you're trying to launch something, you're going to do it on your own, something like you've been building and working on here. You could be very, very successful with this 9 of Pentacles, more than you even imagined with the World. Some of you, too, with the World, this could be some kind of, you know, world traveler. You may be traveling overseas, out of your native country. In addition to that, regarding business, this is going to be a very important contact for you. Queen of Pentacles. Again, no gender, doesn't necessarily mean a woman, but it does mean an air sign energy. So that could be sun sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or rising or moon, whatever. But also we're having a couple of air sign events this month, including the sun moving into Gemini on the 20th, and then we're going to have a new moon in Gemini at the the 30th. When I said sun moving into Gemini, I think I got this in another reading too. That song came through. It's like the sun going down on me. I was a little off on that, but it's an Elton John song, and it did come up in one of the other readings. And it's not a song that is in my normal, when the guides talk to me. So, like the sun going down on me, huh? Well, here's what I feel on this one. Looks like this person has got an in. They've got an in with the Hierophant energy, with the big boss or the big company or the big, whatever, publishing house, record label, whatever, the big thing here, the big thing that you're vying for and you want to be a part of. It's going to take a minute though. It's not something that's going to happen real quick, even though you probably are going to have this connection this month with this person. It takes a while. It could maybe take a little while that you won't hear back from them, or it might not look like it is, but I get the feeling like it's going to happen for a lot of you. It could really happen. Even though it might not be instantaneous, you might be waiting around, or maybe you're even just submitting yourself or maybe somebody contacts you, or you're trying to get in working with this big company, this big, who knows what, Around here, it's always Ford. Everybody's trying to get into Ford, and because then you're set for life with Ford. Or so it seems. Whatever. That's But it could be something like that. That you're trying to get in with this big company. It may not be a conglomeration. But here's the thing: why I think it's because the Knight of Pentacles is often you're kind of an independent contractor of some kind. And I was picking that up down here too, like this is something like maybe you're working on, or Walmart even. I know people who sell their goods and service. It's like, yeah, you get in with Walmart and that's a big deal for people who are like selling on Amazon and stuff. You get in with Walmart, you're in. That's what it feels like. That's what this feels like. I feel like it's going to take a while. If that's your situation or you resonate with this, I feel like it's going to take a little while for you to hear back from them. But I also feel like it could happen. It very likely could happen. All right, let's get your animal totem going. Okay, what is the animal totem for our Capricorn friends? For I was going to say the end of March. What the heck is that even about? So it could be some kind of, sometimes when I just say these things that just seem like so random, could be something that went down at the end of March, especially because you've got this Pisces energy near you. But we're looking at May. What's going on for Capricorns in May there? Oh, the rat came out. So you got to be aware of who you're dealing with. There could be some unscrupulous characters, or maybe that's who you've already encountered, and that's why you're feeling on guard about it. But I don't feel that overall, especially in this part of the reading at all. I don't feel that. Or maybe that's why you're looking at the Five of Cups here. You're like, oh, this went wrong. And I don't want to get involved in that again. That shows up in a few different places here. Maybe you dealt with a rat in the past, but I'm not getting nothing about that in here. This feels like, these people are not the rat. They're very good people to have around. Sneaking, sleeking, hiding, stealing, fear, lack, hoarding, squalor, surviving in harsh environments, release what no longer serves you. Well, if you are trying to release something, this is the time to do it during eclipse season, especially the one on the 16th, because something absolutely can be eclipsed out of your life. Maybe sometimes it's a sense of feeling not that great, feeling not worthy. That could be eclipsed out of your life, because this is night and day here. This is feeling totally not worthy. I'm a victim, this and that. And this is like you in your finest hour, living your best life, shining the light on you. So it's a big shift. It's a big shift. All right. Hey, everybody, I want to just real quickly, I have this out, but I want to just tell you, I do have the eclipse readings, but I'm so excited that my album is finally out, the whole album. It's called Low Key because it is low key. It's mellow. It's not really hard rock or metal or anything, which I do play in those types of bands as well, but this is very low-key. It's keyboard music. It's new age. It's kind of progressive new age music. All instrumental, just me playing the keyboard. And then of course low, I have depicted on the, this is the low key on the piano, so I had to put that on the cover. It's kind of a little play on words, thought it was kind of cute. But anyways, yeah, it's available on all your streaming services. It doesn't cost a dime to listen to it, add it to your favorites, you know, add it to a playlist, add it to one of your favorites if you like it. I hope that you will. I hope you give it a listen. Other things that don't cost a dime are liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that subscribe button on these videos, because that triggers the YouTube algorithm and lets them know that you do enjoy my content. And if this reading resonated with you, I'd appreciate it if you would do that, and I appreciate everybody who does do that on a regular basis. I appreciate you so much. I do have a couple featured readings, which is the eclipse reading, which will be available only till the end of May. Looks at your chart, the first eclipse, the second eclipse. Okay, and then I have the new reading, the psychic soulmate reading, which is a reading of two people, and it talks about, I go into and tune into past lives that you shared together. It's really fun for me to do because it's new. I get bored doing the same old thing all the time too. And the people that have ordered are really liking it so far, so I hope if it interests you, check it out. But otherwise, hey Capricorns, thank you so much for all your support. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Patreon peeps are coming up next with the bonus reading. You can find out about that in the description. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great month. Bye.